What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp and we are back with another episode of cool tech under $50 for February. The series we show off some of the best tech you can find under that price. If you see anything you like today, I'm gonna have it all listed for you guys in the description down below so you can check it out. But also, shout out the last episode's winners. I've been in contact with you so you can claim your tech from that last episode back in December. And if you guys want to win something today, all you gotta do is drop a thumbs up on the video, leave a comment down below on what your favorite item was and why you liked it. And then third, make sure you subscribe because I'm obviously only gonna pick subscribers. We've got a good one planned for today. Let's hop in. And first up is the 7-port Atolla USB hub, which has mechanical switches for each port to quickly turn it on and off, acting as a helpful pass-through for your setup, especially if you have a bunch of gear and peripherals. This hub's gonna show you what is what. You can quickly disable or power on devices if you need to at just the press of a button. On the backside are 6 USB 3.0 pass-throughs with an 18-watt fast charging port if you want to use it to charge your phone or something as well. And again, each port coincides with the switch on the front, which by the way have swappable keycaps and a bunch of extras included as well for noting different devices like flash drives, hard drives, your mouse, keyboard, things like that. And while sure, most people just, plug stuff into the back of the PC and be done with it, this is obviously catered for the organization benefits. The streamer out there who has a bunch of different gear to set up, this gives you access to the ports at an arm's reach, and as you can just see for a visual example, it's all instantaneous. You can kill power or turn it back on with no delay or rebooting, and it works with any device because it's just USB. So Mac, PC, Linux, your consoles even, anything. Again, I just have it right in front of my keyboard here, front and center, mainly for visual purposes as I film this so you guys can see how it works in real time. I expect it's gonna be, tucked away towards the back of your desk or off to the side by your PC. Obviously, you don't have to have it right in front of you at the desk at all times, but yeah, you could see why this is beneficial. And if you could use something like this, then you probably have already added this to your cart. It's a pretty solid pickup, not a bad price either, right around $35. Next, you have a pretty cool charging station that's pretty unique. And sure, we've showed off a fair share of chargers in the past, but this one has all the bells and whistles for us gadget nerds. From ISDT, this is their Power 200H, a 200-watt desk charging station that can charge 5 different devices at once. And with the built-in screen, you can keep track of each device and their current power delivery. So not only do you have the wireless charging pad up top, as you saw, but on the front, you have a 100-watt USB-C port, 2 65 watts, and then a 24-watt USB-A port. And by using Power Delivery 3.0, the hub can figure out what device needs what, then adjust the voltage accordingly based on the device, and still efficiently deliver up to the 200 watts for your gear. So that means with the included 100-watt cable, I can charge up my MacBook Pro or any peripherals that I have at my desk or devices that I use in the day-to-day routine, keep them all powered up and monitored with the charging station. Instead of having things all around the room or charging in different spots, this handles it all. And with all that going on, there is a fan inside that turns on if devices are charging for longer than 2 hours, so you don't have to worry about any throttling or overheating issues. It's gonna keep it all cooled down. What's also pretty cool is you can monitor the 200H device itself and keep track of your charges with an optional app they have. It's not required by any means, but it serves as just an extra bonus. You can see each channel in real time. Again, this is definitely for the gadget lovers out there. This is one of those you can keep tucked towards the back of your desk, have it become just a staple now for your setup. And obviously, it's not even just for gaming. Use this for charging camera gear, drones, at the workstation. It's compact, flexible, and I'm happy I picked it up. It's actually one of the newer models. They have a Power 200 and a 200X. So this, the 200H, comes in right at $50. Now, we started off with 2 different hubs, and I do have a third one here, and this one by far is very different than your traditional hub or docking station, as you can probably tell. Because this Vobot mini dock truly is a one-of-a-kind, do-it-all hub that has a built-in screen, apps, RGB, 5 USB ports, Ethernet, HDMI, and it's all open source. So yeah, this is like a Hall of Fame candidate here. This is actually meant or advertised to be a dock for your laptop, with the 90-watt USB-C, the different pass-throughs for plugging in peripherals, and obviously the HDMI to hook it up to a monitor if you want. And that's all definitely cool if you need a crazy laptop dock, but just by itself, I think it's a really dope addition to the setup to be a smart hub for everything. It does take some time to understand the ins and outs, but you can use this to monitor your CPU and GPU temps with the ISDT integration. It has stuff like a Pomodoro timer, your local weather, a calendar, stocks, crypto, games, all this stuff natively built into the dock itself with the added bonus of all that extra I/O to power the rest of your gear at your setup is really cool. Now that built-in screen is only 320 by 240, so nothing crazy here, but still more than viewable at a glance. And with it being open source, you can customize all the settings inside and information just on your browser. And you can even create your own widgets and apps to put on this, but that's a bit out of my league. I'm just showing you it's natively on the dock itself. Now, like I said, there's a lot going on here, and it probably took about 2 hours to fully get, set up and customized. So this is gonna be for the more advanced techie out there. Be prepared to tinker. I almost said tinkle, but be prepared to tinker here. Now, as you probably saw when I was scrolling through the menu, there is this screen monitoring feature, and it's pretty cool if you could, again, figure it out. It does require the download and use with tight VNC with your PC, so I figured, why not give it a try? More screen real estate. So then I decided, why not mount it under my monitor? And honestly, it worked out pretty good. It's light, so just double-sided tape kept it in place. Then I plugged in like my mouse receiver to the dock since it's a pass-through, all mounted off my desk. And the only real use case that I found with the screen monitoring was through Spotify. They have that little pop-out mini player, and then mirroring that small portion of the display onto the Vobot was pretty cool. But honestly, it wasn't worth the headache. A lot of trial and error. But they do have that feature if you want to use tight VNC. I just wouldn't recommend it, honestly, especially since if you just connect this to your phone with Bluetooth, you can use their Now Playing app with Spotify as it is. It does the same thing, minus showing the album artwork. But I just like having this on the setup, like I said, with the hardware monitoring app with the ISDT and Afterburner. When I'm gaming, I can keep an eye on temps. And by the way, they do have a full write-up tutorial on how to integrate these features, so that's definitely helpful because it has like download links and a step-by-step run-through to pretty much help you out. But the monitoring stuff's pretty straightforward, since I'm sure 95% of you use Afterburner already. But man, all in all, I didn't even scratch the surface of what this can do. Definitely one of the most badass pieces of tech we've come across in a minute. Just don't forget to apply the Amazon discount to knock it down to $50. So really, at that price, considering all this can do, I think it's one of the best gadgets we could find for $50. Really, really impressive if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, customize it, take time to learn it. Very, very versatile for all it can do. And like I said, its main intended use case was to be a laptop dock, but there's just so much going on here. A really awesome pickup. The next up isn't necessarily a piece of tech, but it's for your tech. Especially if you're always searching for that endgame mouse or the perfect mouse to fit your hand size or your grip, this next one's for you. So I stumbled across these contoured rubber grips on Amazon. These let you place them on your mouse to improve your grip to make it more comfortable to use, hopefully bringing you one step closer to endgame. So if you need extra support to rest your ring and pinky finger, there's different sizes and shapes for that. Little curved pieces to catch your left and right clicks, pieces for your thumb. There's just 14 pieces in total here. You can really put them wherever you want, whatever orientation, to just make your mouse more comfortable for you. That's the key. There's no rules here. So when I first got it in, I noted where all 5 fingers naturally just rest when I grip the mouse. And then I used 2 of the pieces as that rest for my left and right clicks. My thumb then sits, right below the back button, so I used another one of those pieces there to hold that in place. And again, you can mess with all the different pieces here to see what feels best for you. And then on the right side, there's a few different ones that work really well to support your ring and pinky finger, so I just used one of those that had the complementary grooves, so it rests there nicely. So now I have a mouse that I was already loving and using as my main, but now it's just enhanced a bit to be molded to my natural grip during use. And sure, there's gonna be some smooth brains out there that say, oh, well, just get an ergo mouse. But they obviously don't understand the importance of shape and finding the perfect feel for you. So if you have a mouse you already love, why not make it even more comfortable? That's what these do. It's really beneficial for just naturally guiding the mouse. You know, those left and right click grooves are the most important piece to this set that I use because, again, not only does it help just keep your fingers in place, but it lets you guide the mouse easier. All about comfort here. They're not going to add much weight either. The heaviest piece was about 1.5 grams since they're rubber, with the smallest ones being well under 1 gram, so it's not going to affect the overall weight of your mouse, unless of course you want to use all 14 pieces at once to create your own Frankenstein abomination. They're only $14 for the set and have different colors as well if you want to match it to the color of your mouse or have them as a colored accent piece. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool pickup. And then lastly is just a really good deal. This is a 10.2-inch light kit, great for streaming, video calls, filming. Altogether, it's a pretty impressive bundle at the price for just $40. The light comes with a desk clamp and the adjustable 360-degree stand that you can mount it to, obviously, and it has a telescopic extending pole to extend an additional 11.4 inches. So whether you have this vertically straight up or mounted off to the side, you get a lot of flexibility with how you want to use the light. And speaking of which, it has 10 brightness levels and 3 color temperatures. From a natural daylight 4500 Kelvin, a cool 6500 Kelvin, and then a warm 3000 Kelvin, but I keep it at 4500K for my streaming since that more natural looking soft light. And I've been using this for my last few Pokemon streams on Whatnot. Having it mounted overhead lets me illuminate the area nice and evenly, gives that nice shadow roll off too since the light is nice and diffused. It's just a great addition to the streaming setup. And especially with something like Pokemon cards where I'm showing them off in detail, it helps with that top-down mount because it makes the holo in the card just pop a bit more so people can see it clearly and just makes for a really nice visual. And I've been using it in videos as well. If you guys can tell right along sort of like my cheekbone here, I'm using that to illuminate it off to the side because there's no other lights over there in the studio. It's just the wall there. So having it mounted off to the side of the desk, giving me some more, even lighting on the side of my face, works really, really well. Again, a really great price for $40, comes with everything, and that nice 10.2-inch light there gets the job done at a great price. So guys, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Cool Tech under $50 for February. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on all socials at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.